In a small kitchen, where the sunlight streamed through the window and danced across the countertops, a quiet revolution was taking place. Sarah, a young professional with a penchant for sparkling water, had recently discovered a simple yet transformative way to enhance her life without breaking the bank. It all started when she stumbled upon an article that claimed she could save up to $500 a year by making her own sparkling water at home. Intrigued, she decided to explore this idea further, not just for the financial benefits, but also for the environmental impact it could have. Before diving into the world of homemade sparkling water, Sarah took a moment to reflect on her habits. Every week, she would visit the grocery store, her cart inevitably filled with several packs of sparkling water, each one encased in plastic bottles that would eventually find their way to the landfill. The thought of contributing to the endless cycle of plastic waste weighed heavily on her conscience. It was time for a change. She envisioned a life where she could enjoy her favorite fizzy drink without the guilt of harming the planet or draining her wallet. The first step in Sarah's journey was to research the various methods and tools available for carbonating water at home. She discovered a range of carbonation machines, each promising to deliver effervescent perfection with just the touch of a button. Some were sleek and modern, while others boasted a more retro aesthetic. After careful consideration, she settled on a compact model that fit perfectly on her countertop, its shiny exterior gleaming with potential. The machine came with a CO2 canister, which would allow her to infuse plain water with bubbles at her leisure. As Sarah awaited the arrival of her new carbonation machine, she felt a thrill of anticipation. She envisioned how easy it would be to create her own sparkling water, customizing flavors to suit her mood. The idea of experimenting with fresh fruits, herbs, and even spices filled her with excitement. No longer would she be limited to the flavors offered by store-bought brands. The possibilities were endless. When the machine finally arrived, Sarah wasted no time. She filled a glass pitcher with filtered water, carefully pouring it into the carbonation chamber. With a quick press of a button, she watched in awe as the water transformed, bubbles swirling and rising to the surface. The sound of fizzing filled the air, a delightful symphony that signaled the birth of her very own sparkling water. She couldn't help but smile, feeling a sense of accomplishment wash over her. As she took her first sip, the crisp, refreshing taste of homemade sparkling water danced on her palate. It was everything she had hoped for and more. And in that moment, the realization hit her. She was not only saving money, but also embracing a lifestyle that prioritized sustainability. With each bottle of sparkling water she no longer purchased, she was reducing her carbon footprint, contributing to a healthier planet. But Sarah didn't stop at plain sparkling water. She began to experiment with flavors, transforming her drink into a creative outlet. Fresh lemon and lime wedges became staples in her fridge, their zesty juices adding a citrusy punch to her bubbly concoctions. She discovered that muddling fresh mint leaves into her sparkling water created a refreshing mojito-like experience, perfect for hot summer days. A splash of cranberry juice turned her drink into a festive treat, while slices of cucumber and a sprinkle of sea salt provided a spa-like indulgence. The more she experimented, the more she realized that her homemade sparkling water was not just a drink, it was an experience. She started inviting friends over for sparkling water tastings, where they would gather around her kitchen island, sampling various flavor combinations and sharing laughter. The social aspect of her new hobby made it all the more enjoyable, and soon, her friends were inspired to join the movement, each eager to make their own creations at home. As the months went by, Sarah tracked her savings. She calculated the cost of her homemade sparkling water compared to the store-bought versions she used to buy. The numbers were staggering. She was indeed saving hundreds of dollars each year. The CO2 canister, which she initially thought might be an added expense, turned out to be a worthwhile investment. Each canister lasted longer than she anticipated, and the savings continued to accumulate. In addition to her financial gains, Sarah felt a profound sense of satisfaction knowing that she was making a positive impact on the environment. Each time she filled her reusable glass bottles with her homemade sparkling water, she felt like she was doing her part to combat the plastic pollution crisis. She started to share her journey on social media, encouraging others to join her in ditching the plastic bottles. Her posts were met with enthusiasm, and soon, her friends and followers were sharing their own sparkling water adventures, creating a ripple effect of change. As Sarah stood in her kitchen one sunny afternoon, surrounded by the vibrant colors of fresh fruits and herbs, she reflected on how something as simple as making her own sparkling water had transformed her life. It had become more than just a way to save money. It was a lifestyle choice that aligned with her values. She had turned a mundane habit into a joyful ritual, one that brought creativity, sustainability, and connection into her daily routine. In a world where convenience often trumps sustainability, Sarah had found a way to embrace both. With each effervescent sip, she celebrated not just the flavor of her homemade sparkling water, but also the journey she had embarked upon. The sound of fizzing water became a soundtrack to her life, a reminder that sometimes the simplest changes can lead to the most profound transformations. And as she raised her glass in a toast to her newfound lifestyle, she knew that she wasn't just saving money, she was making a difference, one bubble at a time.